Alright guys, I am back, and I'm sorry you didn't have a Friday video and you're seeing this on Sunday instead of Friday, but this whole last week was just nuts. So this is going to be technically, I believe, week 7, episode 3. So yeah, it's this pocket here, and just so you know, I'm going to be going kind of out of order on some of the pockets, mostly because some of the last ones that I'm doing, I want to use the graphics that I picked. So yeah, anyways, let's get started. So again, we're just going to keep these kind of basic until we get them to the journal, and then we'll throw some clusters that we'll make probably 2 weeks from now. Anyways, all right, so this is what it's going to kind of look like, only I'm really trying really hard this year to kind of use up the scraps that we've been doing. So there's that pocket and those pieces, and so I've got them all pre-cut. That one I already I don't know what I was thinking, but anyways. Yeah, anyways, hi. I know it's been a crazy couple of days. Work was high stress this week. Fun, but high stress. Lots of learning. I spent a good couple of days being frustrated with myself, and so that's never fun, right? So yeah. So yesterday I went through and I have like all things pre-cut for the rest except for like 3 pockets. So what I'm hoping is this afternoon to kind of whip out a few more videos, and then I want to get back to the fall journals. I haven't touched them since that video, other than I did get it sewed around because I had every intentions of recording last weekend. The videos for this week too, and yeah, life, and honestly I just haven't been feeling very good on the weekends. Neither have the kids, so we're kind of wondering if they're what's kind of up. So I think Grace had a bug a couple of weeks ago when she was here, and I think, well, I tend to be more these days, I don't get sick a whole lot. I think I've just been fighting it. So yeah, today I'm still even just like a little bit nauseous. So yeah. All right, so there's that little pocket. And then if you'll remember back, we have this little guy here. And since I used this paper, what I plan to do is put one of the graphics from the kits on there. I have to go and get a 4th kit because the ones that I thought, and Grace's puppy is kind of being a stinker today. I thought once I got them printed out, they weren't as small as I was thinking they were supposed to be. So while there's some that we're going to use there, I think that we're going to, I've got to search for like the smaller ephemera type, like the tiny like circles and that sort of thing. So yeah, but we're gonna put Lorna's stamps on these. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry guys, I know it's annoying to hear animals in the background, or at least sometimes, but for whatever reason it's like they hear my voice and they just start going crazy. Even in the house, they're like right at my feet when I'm doing that, so they're like all up in my business. Somebody once told me that that's like means that they care about you or something. I don't know. Anywho, so last night we went to the races, but it rained us out. So yeah, we went and did a couple other things. It was fun, I will say. Definitely some of my favorite humans, to hang with. I'm trying to think of anything else that's been like happening, and I can't think of anything right offhand. Like I said, my brain's been kind of in a vacuum today. And I think that kind of happens when I get closer to the end of having all this stuff ready. Like, it's almost like my creative juices kind of go. And I think what I really probably should do is, after these couple of videos I film, I think I need to get back into those other journals. Because, you know, when you're doing ephemera nonstop and you don't change it up at all, then it gets, I don't want to say monotonous, but maybe a little bit. So yeah, I'm going to need to get back into my groove. And two, like, I think, I might have said this in one of the last week's videos, but like, this job is literally kicking my butt from the time I get there until the time I leave. Like, it is so mentally challenging. I mean, which is good, right? I love that. But on the same token, I think in some regards, it's, it'd be less draining if it was more physical, if that makes any sense. Yeah, so I know, well, it was really bad, like Thursday. And I know some of you girls that are either going through it or have been through it, like the whole menopausal thing. Oh my goodness. I haven't really experienced like the crazy mood swings. Like, I've heard some ladies do like the have like feelings of rage or whatever. I haven't really had that, at least not yet. But I will say, oh my goodness, there are some moments where I will literally cry at the drop of a hat. So that said, Thursday was really mentally taxing for me. And I left work and I just started bawling. I was just like, I talked with a friend for a few minutes on the phone, because we were kind of making plans for last night. And then once I got off the phone with her, I was just like a hot mess all the way down to Dad's office. And, yeah. I'm sure like drivers of other vehicles were probably like, ooh, goodness. Okay, so we're going to put the deer on the tags along with the sleigh bells ring, and then we're going to put this on on these here. So we'll stamp these up really quick, and then we'll call it a video. There it is. So yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of hoping that this week's just a tiny bit calmer. And I really decided, okay, so, you guys know that I'm like 100% like transparent with you guys. Do I always tell you everything? No. But when I'm talking about it, I give you like all the details, right? So what I've been kind of going through lately, and I don't know if this was like held off, but I think, and the kids and I kind of talked about this last weekend, I think I lived in survival mode going through my divorce and everything. And I mean, yeah, I dealt with stuff, right? Like, I was sad and things like that, but I didn't really get to the meat and potatoes of anything until after Christian and I broke up, because that was so there. I mean, there was things that were going on that I still really aren't ready to talk about, like, at least publicly. And so in January is when I really started kind of dealing with it all. And I say dealing with it, as like on a deeper level, right? Like, yes, of course I went through the hurt and the pain and all that stuff for a while, but I don't think I allowed, I was so busy trying to keep the roof over our head and, I don't know, in a weird sense, like, prove it to myself that, I could do it, right? That I didn't take what normal people would do. And I think I did a lot of healing in silence, right? And so really everything has like kind of accelerated for me, if that makes any sense. Like just like the whole healing. And you know, I think there comes a point where you have to undo all the things that aren't really you, if that makes any sense. And I started realizing in June that though I show up in a lot of places authentically, and I don't mean that I haven't been authentic, but I think there's parts of our, you know, parts of us we never let anybody see, right? And I think, for lack of better words, have like been programmed since I was a tiny child just to, you know, keep the peace, right? And then obviously being a caregiver most of my life, you know, taking care of everybody else, learning how to take up space, if that makes sense. So yeah, that has been an interesting journey. So anyways, back to the whole thing. So I get to Dad's, I do the book work, and they ask if I want to go to dinner, and I'm like, yes. And so then I ended up having a margarita for dinner and then having some laughs. And, you know, it's all, I feel like my laughter now is like more genuine than it's ever been in my life, right? So on the way home again, I like lose it. I'm like, come on, what is this nonsense? Like, seriously. I'm like, okay, so am I just emotional, or I don't know. But I mean, I feel better now, but I think too, some of it is, I think you reach a point where like, I've pretty much decided, and I think I said this earlier in the year, where I'm not really into the whole dating scene, right? And, but that also doesn't mean that I'm not lonely, right? So, yeah, there's that. And I think there's just like going to always be this like deep-rooted fear, right? I think there's some things you just can't overcome, at least not right away. And I think the reason some of that's coming up now is because there's so many holidays coming, right? Oh, look at that. It's stuck like they did before. Only this time it's not as shocking. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so enough like personal life talk, right? I'm sure you guys, some of you guys enjoy hearing it as far as like the human element of it. I am not stamping these very well. Why do I have 4 of them? I'm only doing 3 pockets. Oh, well, maybe I'll stamp this one really well. Yeah, so anyways, I don't know, I just feel like I'm undoing all the things unbecoming, I guess, all the other things that aren't really me. So I think I'm tired. I think I'm exhausted. And yet more alive than I feel like I've been in a long time. Ooh, that was almost a big mistake. All right, we can put this together here in just a second. All right, so since we have 4 and we don't really need it, I'm going to set that one aside. While it's not terrible, it's not really stamped real well. All right, so these 2 can go, this one. I'm going to go red there. You know what I didn't do? I didn't make sure these fit in these. I'm not sure if they're all different sizes, and they are. So what we do with that is we stretch the pocket a little. Like so. Yep, I like it. Okay. There's that one. Oh, we're so close, guys. All right, there we go. 4. 3 on camera. Okay. Thank you guys for joining me, and we'll just see you in the next video. Bye, guys.